So I just watched the iCarly reboot, and honestly, I have to say it's actually really fucking good. Now, when it was announced, I was as skeptical as everyone else was about it, but now that I've actually watched it, I fucking enjoy it. Now, of course, there are some things I didn't like about it, like Freddy's stepdaughter. She is basically just she's basically a symbol of what kids these days are like. Ungrateful little pieces of shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I was like that growing up, but obviously I've changed. It's and for the better, obviously, but the kid is still fucking annoyance. I do not like her. Honestly, I don't think anybody's gonna like her. She's just I hate that kid. Not the actor. I'm sure she's really nice and everything, but just the character she plays, I do not like. And the thing is, this reboot hits differently because I actually grew up watching the original iCarly back in like 2007 and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just not only does it appeal to the newer demographic who grew up with it in the early 2010s and whatnot, in recent years, I should say. It only doesn't appeal to young adults like 17, 18, like that, but also appeals to the adults like me who have watched it since its first aired in 2007. And honestly, that's pretty fucking cool. I'm I'm personally glad they did it. It's it just it just feels right in a sense, I guess. Now, of course, again, it's not for kids. So, with that being said, there's obviously gonna be some jokes and everything that might fly over kids' heads if they watch it, which they really shouldn't. Because again, not for kids. But you know what? What do I know? I'm not a parent, so I have no say in the matter. It's kind of yeah. I mean, I love it. It's really fucking funny because it delves into basically modern day culture, memes, the LGBT community and stuff. I already mentioned how terrible kids these days really can be, but you know what? That's what makes it great. It's just I'm obviously not gonna spoil anything for you guys, but I will say it's definitely worth the watch. So if you have like 5, $10 to spend a month, I recommend checking the show out. It's it's different from it's different from the original in a sense that it's its own show, but at the same time, it's similar in its own way that it's still iCarly. It's like it's different, but it's the same. That kind of thing. and thankfully, it's. I'm honestly glad it came to be. Like, this show, it's it's so great. I Again, I cannot recommend it enough. It's just so fucking. It's hilarious. I mean, I will say that it is probably one of the best shows I've seen in recent years. Not because it's an adult sitcom, but because it is. It's still. It basically delves into real life issues and everything like that, while still being iCarly. How silly and ridiculous the show was. It is like it might not live up to what the original used to be, or it could even be better than what the original used to be. That's the very likely thing, that it will be better than the original. But we'll just have to see one of these days. it's, it's honestly actually really fucking funny. Again, I am one of the people that grew up watching the show back when it first aired. So, yeah, I know what the show is like. I still fucking watch it to this day. I still watch the original iCarly. It's still, like, even knowing how all the stars and especially Jeanette were treated during the original iCarly, which I feel sorry for, because Jeanette didn't deserve that, but you know what? It's still a great show to watch, although some of the episodes are much different than what they were like when I was a kid. I recommend not watching some of the show episodes, but hey, whatever. Dude, I I like the show. Again, don't watch it if you're not an adult or at least a young adult, like 18. It's really not for you. Again, it focuses on today's culture, like LGBT community, life struggles. It's memes. But hey, that's what makes the show great, isn't it? Well, to some, I should say. It's kind of different than the original, but I love it. it's I honestly don't know what to say about it. Of course, there are some bad things about it. But you know what? It's only 3 episodes long right now. And yes, I watched all 3 episodes in one sitting, which is something I normally don't do in a show. I do not watch. I usually watch like 2 episodes and then just stop for a little while. No matter, unless it's Friends. If it's a show like Friends or The Golden Girls, I will watch that shit all day. Those shows are great. Which is another reason why I like the new iCarly. It feels just like those 2 shows. And for those who don't know, those 2 shows are my favorite. It just hits different. Now that I'm grown and everything, I've come to appreciate what shows like that can really accomplish. It's again, give it a watch if you haven't. It's it's a show I can it's a show I can gladly recommend. Again, if you don't want to, you don't have to watch it. I won't make you, it's your choice. But I honestly think you should give it a try. It's really good. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.